Welcome back, nerds. Fino here with a look at Yamanami Keisuke. A first impressions, really. He's a 4-star saber introduced in the new Yamatai-koku 2 event. Now you may have noticed he's a fixture in the current NA event, though not in playable form. So the core idea of this guy is that he's a Shinsengumi supporter. And I'm about to go through elements of his kit, but for the record, I can't read Japanese, so I'm using Atlas as a reference, which I'll link down below. If I misinterpret anything, that's on me. But yeah, here is his kit as I understand it. His first skill is a scaling party attack buff and NP gain that also drops a flat 10 stars. So this is the thing you're probably going to want to level, because it's something you can splash on your teammates right away. And I'll be real with you, his other buffs either are selfish or they don't scale terribly well, which we're going to take a look at. So his second skill is a personal quick arts hybrid buff that also gives him a flat 20% charge, meaning it works just as well at level 1 for that purpose. The hybrid buff is whatever. The bigger problem, I think, with him is that his attack stat is actually on the weaker side for a 4-star saber, being around par with Daeon and Fairy Knight Gawain. In this footage, he's actually not FO'd, but, it wouldn't really matter for the purposes of this demo. I'd rather save them for someone else. So yeah, he's not really going to be doing much killing by himself, which we'll, talk a little bit more about when we get to his NP. Now, his third skill is a party-wide winded evade. Typical Harp of Healing kind of deal. It has scalable healing with level, but it's not by all that much. It's not really a relevant heal, I'd say. And as another effect, it removes ailment debuffs. Your burns, curses, poisons, the damage over time ones, pretty much. Now, talking about his NP, it's actually a non-damaging NP. So it has a party attack component that scales with NP level, and it also gives party charge, which scales with overcharge. Now the problem is that at 100%, it's a paltry 10%. So I guess the idea is that you layer it after someone else's NP to help them refill. All in all, though, the charge isn't really, something I would plan around unless you, know that you're off by a very specific amount to fully refund. And on top of all this, it has a star regen effect and, interestingly, a crit damage buff for all Shinsengumi allies. Now, the pool of Shinsengumi servants is pretty limited as it stands. Taken all together, this strikes me as something like a stopgap support for servants like Hajime Saito specifically. I think he's the one that benefits the most from having Keisuke on the field. The others seem like they desperately want their respective meta supports instead, especially the various quick Okitas. I think he's a bit too slow to work with Hijikata in particular. Pickleman really just wants to go in and trade damage. Now, Alter Ego Okita might get a bit of mileage since she has an absorption buff with no crit steroids, but in general I think the synergies are limited. As it stands, I'd treat him as a stopgap support for Saito and not much else. So yeah, I'll see if I can get the Berserker leveled, and here's hoping she fares a little better. Alright, till next time.